guys, welcome back to the Chelsweets kitchen. Today we're going to be making a really fun campfire cake. So we're going to build it with 3 layers of cake. We're going to alternate layers of white cake with the chocolate cake base. We're going to be frosting it with a marshmallow vanilla buttercream for the interior. And then on the exterior of the cake, we're going to apply a second coat of chocolate buttercream. We're then going to push in little bits of Snickers to be the stones of the fire pit. And we're going to create a fire out of orange white chocolate to be the flames. And we're going to set some toasted marshmallows on top on skewers as if they're toasting. So it should be a really great cake. I'm actually going to be using s'mores marshmallows, which are Squish Marshmallows. They're so amazing. They're made in Brooklyn and they're phenomenal. So it should be a really great cake. Let's get started on it. So just like always, we're going to start by dabbing a little bit of buttercream onto our cake base so that our initial cake layer will stick. So we'll just do a little petal like this, and we'll put our first cake base down. Get it in there nice and comfortable, and then spread a nice generous layer of buttercream evenly across the first layer. Once you've done that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to sprinkle part of our bag of crushed graham crackers across the top. And you can crush these in a food processor, you can chop them. I like to just smash them into plastic bags. It's easiest and it doesn't make any more dishes, but you can do whatever you think is easiest. Now that we have our graham crackers on our cake, we're also going to sprinkle some mini chocolate chips. And both of these are going to give a great texture to each bite of the cake. So now that we have our first cake layer done, we're going to repeat with the chocolate cake layer and the white cake layer, and we're then going to apply a crumb coat. Alright, so now that we have our crumb coat on, we're going to clean up the base just a touch to get rid of any extra buttercream that's on the edge. And we're going to pop this into the freezer for about 5 minutes to let it firm up before we add on our second layer of chocolate buttercream. So now that our crumb coat is nice and firm, we're going to apply our second layer of buttercream, which is our chocolate buttercream. We're now going to use our cake bench to smooth just a little bit more. So this edge doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to be pushing Snickers over the entirety of it. We are going to build a little bit of a ring around the top so that it really looks like a fire pit. So we're going to pile on some more buttercream with our offset spatula. And we're just going to kind of go like that. And we're just going to carve it out with our offset spatula. So now as you can see, we've carved out a little center here. And we're going to slowly begin to put on our Snickers stones, which are just going to be pressing these thinly sliced pieces of Snickers into the side of the cake. So we're going to go around and cover the entire exterior, including the top, and then we're going to start working on our fire. So now that we have all of our Snickers stones on our cake, we're going to melt down about a half a cup of candy melts. We're going to put them in the microwave for 30-second intervals and stir between. And then we're going to color it yellow, orange, and red to make the flames. Alright, so while our fire shards are chilling in the freezer, I chopped up some pretzel rods, which are going to be the logs of our fire, and we're just going to set them around in a circle, kind of building up into a teepee. So I've cut them about 1/3 in half, and I'm using rolled gold pretzel rods. But you could use any pretzel rod that you have in your store. So we're going to go ahead and start shoving these into the cake. Just like that. And I'm going to zoom in so you guys can get a close-up of it. And then I'm also going to push in a few of the taller rods, just to kind of be the top of the fire. Great! So now our last step is going to be to cut up our fire, which is firmed up nicely in the freezer, and shove it into the top of the cake to be the flames. We're now going to sprinkle some of our graham crackers into the base of the fire. So just take a little spoonful and give it a little drizzle. So now that we have our last marshmallow on our skewer, we're going to toast it and then we're going to stick it on top of our cake. Perfect golden brown. So now that our marshmallows are all toasted, we're going to stick them onto our cake. We're going to use these wooden skewers to secure them at an angle. And just like that, our campfire cake is complete. Thanks so much for joining me today. To see the recipe for this cake and all of my other sweets, you can visit Chelsweets.com. You can also follow me on Instagram at Chelsweets. Hope to see you guys soon!